there or not? That device name, it will pick it as a server name. That means whenever you are installing SQL Server in your laptop or desktop, at that point of time, SQL Server will automatically pick the device name. Understand? Okay. So at the time of installation, we are not giving any names there. Okay. We are just installing the process we did it. But at the time of installing, whatever device name is there in your laptop or a desktop, that device name will consider as a server name. Understand? That server name must and should you have to give it. So that's the reason here that particular server is available. Okay. So then automatically that device name is pick it as a server name here. Suppose for some people, the device name or server name is not appear here. At that point of time, what you have to do is, you have to click on this drop down. When you click on this drop down, there you will see an option called browse for more. What is that? Browse for more. And expand this database engine. There is a plus button is there, right? Click on this X. And there you will find the device name. Okay. Select that particular one and click on OK. Then that particular device name is take it as a server name here. Okay. Only first time it will happen. Okay. First time when you are opening SSMS means at that point of time server name sometimes it is not appeared. If it is not appear, you have to click on the drop down and click on browse for more, and after that under database engine you have to expand that one and select the device name, what device name is there in your system, and click on OK. That device name, it will appear as a server name here. Understand? Okay. Next time onwards, don't worry. Next time onwards, when you open SSMS, automatically server name will automatically shows here, and you can directly click on connect it. Understand clearly? Is this clear or not? Okay. So after giving server name, what is the next option? Authentication. What is that? Authentication. There are two types of authentications are there. One is Windows authentication. Another one is SQL Server authentication. Okay. After giving a server name, this authentication type is also there. Okay. There are two types of authentication types are there. One is Windows authentication. Another one is SQL Server authentication. Okay. So for us, always you have to select the Windows authentication and you are able to connect it. If you are selecting Windows authentication, no need to give the username and password. What is that? No need to give the username and password. When you are choosing authentication is Windows authentication means no need to give the username and password here. When you are choosing SQL Server authentication, see here there is an SQL Server authentication is there or not? When you are selecting SQL Server authentication, must and should you need to give the username and password. Understand clearly? If you want to give the username and password means must and should you have to choose SQL Server authentication. After selecting a SQL Server authentication, you need to give username and password here. Understand clearly? Okay. So, but in the organization level, there is a different server is there. There is a different that means SQL Server authentication. You have to select it and give the login username and password there. Understand clearly? Is that clear? So this is what. If I'm choosing Windows authentication means Just no need to give any username and password. Understand clearly or not? Most of, if for practice purpose, always you have to choose Windows. Okay, but in the organization level, they are providing SQL Server authentication credentials, username and password will be there. With that username and password, you are able to log into that one. You can access any type of data into that. Understand clearly? After selecting an authentication as Windows authentication, next step is there is an option is there or not? Options. See here. Here there is an options button is there, right? Okay. Don't click on connect. First you have to go to the options. Under the options, you have to select this checkbox. Trust server certification. You have to check the trust server certification. Very important point. Okay. So there is a trust server certification is there. You have to check that particular one. Okay. After checking that one, okay. After checking that one, there is a connect to database is there, right? In that, you always need to choose it as master. Understand or not? What is that? Master. You have to select that. You have to write, not selecting. Okay. You have to write like MAST like this. Understand clearly or not? You cannot choose that particular value. You have to write that particular master value in this particular text box. Don't click on this particular drop down. You have to modify the like this manually. You have to give in this particular text box as master. Once you give the master and go to the options, when you click on options, see here there is an option called connect, right? Click on connected. Okay. See, very important. While you are connecting SSMS, must and should you need to go to the options. Under that server certification, you have to select, check that particular one and connect to the database. What you have to select it as? Sorry, you have to give it as master in that particular text box. After that, you have to click on connected. Don't forget this one. Otherwise, sometimes, okay, after 1 day or 2 day, you will get an error while you are connecting with SMS. Understand? It will throw an error. So to avoid that one, you have to give like this. Understand clearly? Now see, after login to this particular any after login to the SSMS, this object explorer will be there. Under the object explorer only you are able to see your server. Understand clearly or not? Okay. So whatever servers you are connected in SSMS, those are available in the object explorer. Sometimes if this object explorer is not available in the left pane, where we can go and enable that one means there is a view tab is there, right? In that view tab, you will see an option called object explorer. Click on this one. Then automatically that window will launch. Okay. And one important point is you can connect with n number of servers in one single SSMS. In one single SSMS, we can connect with different servers once at a time. You understand what I'm saying here? In this SSMS, you can connect with different servers. Okay. Suppose first I need to connect this one. After that, I need to connect with another server. Okay. Like that, you can connect. Why BHJ? In your personal laptop, I'm using only one server. Why multiple servers? Where it is required means in the organization level, they are not maintaining one server. They are maintaining multiple servers. Okay, because they are having a different environments, development environment, testing environment, and production environment. Okay, there are different types of environments out there. They cannot maintain all the things in one server itself. They are maintaining in different server. That means development activities in development environment only. They cannot do it in production. Okay, so they are maintaining different servers. At that point of time, if it is dev server is different, UAT is different, production is different. So whichever able to connect in one single SMS, you have to give that, click on that particular Object Explorer and give the server name. Okay, so window will open, right? So that window, Vijay, how can I open that particular window better? Because whenever I am opening SSMS, immediately one box is opening, right? That box I want to open it again. How can I open it? Means, see, in this Object Explorer, see, there is an option, there is an icon is there, right? See here, connect object, click on this one. When you click on this one, this particular window will open. Okay, and here itself, whatever server you are able to give here, and click on connected. Okay, again, if you want to connect it means, give this one, click on this one, and immediately that it will open. Like this, you can connect with multiple servers. Is that clear or not? Okay. So that means you can connect with multiple servers. All those servers you are able to see it in this Object Explorer. Okay, all the servers you are able to see it in this Object Explorer. Okay, understand clearly or not? Okay, you can connect with multiple servers. Okay, one after the other you can connect to that one and load that. Understand clearly? This is how we can do it in the Object Explorer. Any doubts in this one? So that means, and one more important point is, okay, in Object Explorer there are some options is there. Let's discuss one by one. Suppose, for example, this is not required, and this is, suppose, for example, I want to hide this particular window. Click on this one. See, it look like this. If you click on this again, it will hide it. Okay. Again, you have to go there and click on this one. Then only this Object Explorer will know. If you want to close this window, Object Explorer, click on this one. The Object Explorer window will be closed. Okay, again you have to go to that one and click on Object Explorer. Okay, next one is connect. If you want to connect with a different server means, must and should you have to open the Object Explorer, where you can, there are two ways we can connect with Object Explorer. Under the connect, you will see there is an option called database engine. Okay, when you click on this one, that window will open it. See here, this is a database engine window. Here itself, whatever server you want to connect, click with that. Okay, so once you click on connect it and click on database engine, this is how one way of connecting to that particular database engine. See, if you are connecting with any of the different servers means, must and should you have to open the database engine and give the server, and you are able to connect it. Understand clearly or not? For opening the database engine, under the connect you will see database engine option. Okay, next one is, see, you can click on this option also. What is this? You can click on this option also. When you click on this option, immediately the database engine option will come here. Understand? The database engine option is available here. here itself you have to give the server name and everything, and you are able to connect to that particular. Understand clear or not? Okay. So if you want to connect with that particular database engine means two ways. One is under connect. You will see a database engine, or else click on this plus plug icon. Okay. And if you click on this also, database engine will be connected. Understand clear, learner? So which is comfortable to you, you have to use to connect to that particular database engine. Understand? Suppose, for example, I want to disconnect the server. So you are connected, right? Once you connect to that particular server, that server is available here itself. Suppose if you want to see, if I'm not using any of the server, why you keep it in the Object Explorer? Delete that one. Disconnect it. If I want to disconnect with any of the server, you have to use an option called disconnect option here. See, click on this one. When you click on this one, what will happen? That particular, whichever server you are selected, that particular server is disconnected. If you want to connect to that particular server, then what is the step we have to do it? See, if I want to connect with that particular server again, what you need to do? Yes, click on database engine. How you can click? Either you can use this one or else under the connect database engine. Both are same only, right? See here, I'm clicking on this one, and the same window will open, and give the server name and click on. Once you click on connect, that database, that particular server is available in the Object Explorer. Understand clearly? So this is how, if you want to connect with the database engine, so either connect option or else there is a plug button is there, right? So icon is there, right? By using this option also we can connect it. Okay. If I want to disconnect that particular server, how can I disconnect it? Means select the server first and click on this icon. And you click on icon, this particular Object Explorer is, that means that particular server is deleted. Suppose you have 3 servers are there in the same Object Explorer. Whichever whichever server you want to disconnect it, select that one first and click on disconnect. Understand clearly? Is that clear or not? Okay. So next one is, suppose if I want to refresh it, sometimes with the by using command prompt you are executing the objects. Whenever objects are executed, immediately those objects are stored in the server. Okay, those all you can see it in this particular Object Explorer. Whatever object you created, that particular object must and should be available in the Object Explorer. Sometimes if you are not going immediately, okay, then you have to click on refresh. Okay, this is a refresh option. When you click on refresh option, immediately you will see that particular object. Understand clearly? Is that clear or not? So this is how you are able to connect to that particular. Understand clearly? So see here, when you click on this particular one, when you click on this plus button, it will expand it. And you click on again this button, it is collapse it like this. Understand clear? Now what I need to do is, see here, when you expand this one, there are different objects are available: databases, security, server objects, replication, polybase. There are different options are there. Most of the times we used only databases because our objects are stored under databases only. See here, first you need to expand this database. When you expand this database, you will see there is an option called system databases, right? Okay. When you are expanding the system databases, by default, for any of the people, okay, for anyone, like if they are installing SSMS means, when they are open SSMS means, by default, there are four databases you can see it here. Understand clearly or not? Not only for me, for any of the one. Okay. So these are these databases are available under system databases. Under the system databases, these are the default databases: master, model, tempdb, msdb, like that. Understand clearly or not? Okay. So these are the default database. That means if you are handling anything in SQL Server, those related one, it is stored in different databases. If you are writing a single query itself, okay, that query also stored. Okay. If so, after executing the query, results are getting. That query results are also stored. Understand? Like this. Like under the system database, under the databases, you will see an option called system databases. Under the system databases, you will see different databases: master, model, MSDB, tempdb, everything. Understand clearly or not? Okay. These are all the default databases. So what is master? Master means each and everything is stored. That means even the query results also stored, even queries are also stored completely. Okay. This is master is like a admin of this particular one. That means that means that particular database is handling anything in that particular SQL server. Okay. All, even query results also stored. Even queries are also, whatever queries you are returning there, those queries are also stored in master. Okay. And here and the another one is model. In the model, what we can store it is, we can store only the commands, whatever commands you are writing there, those commands related one, it is stored in the model. Okay, I will show you how to write the commands and everything. Whatever commands you are writing, those commands are stored in model. Okay. Next one is MSDB. MSDB means if you are creating any jobs, okay, we are creating a jobs in SQL Server. Where those jobs are created means, see here, in there is an SQL Server agent is there. What is a job? That means if any query or any procedure, if I want to run on particular time basis, okay, those related things you have to create it in the SQL Server agent. This SQL Server agent related whatever things are there, whatever objects are there, those objects are handled by MSDB. SQL Server agent related information are stored in MSDB. SQL Server agent is nothing but creating a jobs. That means if any query is running on a particular time basis, those related things we can create it in the SQL Server agent. Those related information is available in MSDB. Okay. Next one is tempdb. Tempdb means if any temporary tables are created in Power BI, those temporary tables are stored in tempdb. Only temporary tables. Temporary related objects, whatever you created, okay, those you need to store it in tempdb. Understand? So these are all the different system databases for your for your for your requirement. So whatever things you handle, no need to touch this particular system database. Anything, okay. Suppose if you want to execute any query or anything, any query, you need to write it and see the results of that particular one. Any creation or deletion, anything, don't do it in these system databases. Okay. So don't use the system database at any point of time. You have to create your own database. Under that particular database, you can store your objects. Okay. How the hierarchy will be there in SQL Server means first server name is there. Okay. Under the server, you will see you can create one particular database. What is that? You will create one particular database. If you expand that particular database, then see here again you will see some options into that one. In that, what options you have to go? In that, either tables or views. Understand? Okay. So because our objects are stored under database only. Okay. So first hierarchy is server name. After that, database. Whichever database you want to go and expand the database. Under the database only your data is stored. Very important point. The data is stored in different ways. Okay. You can store the data in table format. Okay. You can store the data in command prompt also. We can store it, all these things. Most of the times we can store it only in the table format. So those tables are available under this. See here, there is a tables are there, right? Expand these tables. There you will see all the tables which is available here. See here. So there are different databases, tables are available. Even system tables are also available. When you click on this one, you will see what are all the system data tables are there. But right now, but we didn't have any system tables are available. Okay, directly whatever tables you want, you can directly create it here. Understand clearly? Okay, so this is the hierarchy. First server and after the database. Under the database, your tables are loaded. Your tables are available. Understand? If you want to connect with any of the table means expand those tables tab, then you will see all your tables available. Vijay, how all these are created? So first of all, server you are connected. After that, what you required? Database is required. You can create your own database because I don't want to use my system databases. Don't use that one. You have to create your own databases. Okay. If you want to create your own database means there is a separate command is there. You have to write that command and execute it. Then only that particular database is created. Okay. Where you can write those commands and everything means in query window. In query window only we can create that particular commands. Okay. If I want to open the query window, there are two options are there. Okay. First, in which server query window you open it, that server you have to select it and click on new query. Then query window will open it. Or else there is a shortcut called Control plus N. What is that? Control plus N. Or else you can click on new query. Okay. So when you click on this one, Control plus N. See here. Whenever you click on Control plus N, immediately the query window is open. This is one query window. If you want another query window, again click on new query. See here, another query window. Like this, you can take n number of query windows. Inside the query windows only, for any type of thing, you have to write the commands here itself. In this query window, if you want to open the query window, what is the shortcut for this one? Control plus N, or else you have to click on new query. Then the query window will open. Inside the query window only, you have to write all the commands and execute it. Understand clearly now? Okay. So after opening the query window, one option you have to enable that one. What is that one? Line numbers must and should you have to enable it, because line numbers cannot be shown by SQL Server. By default, line numbers are not shows in SQL Server. You have to enable the line numbers because you are writing some commands in that particular same query window. You are writing that one. Okay. So when you are trying to execute that command, maybe syntax issue, it's getting an error. When that error message, it will clearly tells you like where that error it is, and the line numbers are also mentioning at the time of writing errors. Okay, that means on this particular line, the errors are getting checked once. If the line numbers are not enabled, then how you can identify which line number I'm getting an error? That's the reason. Or first, initially when you open a query window, okay, before writing the command inside that one, must and should you have to enable the line numbers. Okay, if you want to enable the line numbers, what are the steps you have to do that one? See here. Suppose if you want to enable the line numbers, okay, you will have a tools option is there on the top. Okay, click on the tools option and go to options. When you go to the options, see here, there is a text editor is there. Okay, so in this one, okay, and you have to select. See here, there is a text editor is there. In this, expand this text editor and select all languages. Once you select all languages, there is an option called line numbers, right? Check this one and click on OK. Then immediately line numbers will come, because in different lines we are writing different commands. That's the reason must and should line numbers are required. Okay, this is how you can enable the line numbers. Once you enable the line numbers, inside the query window, you have to write the commands. Okay. Suppose first what we need to do? What we need to create it? First we need to create a database. Because we are not using system database. We need to create my own database. Okay. So if you want to create your own database, then how you can create it? You have to, if you want to execute anything in command format only, you have to write. Then only the SSMS will understand what that it is. Understand clearly or not? So database. Syntax. If you want to store any object under database only, we can store. Okay. Understand? See here, syntax. Syntax is nothing but how you can create a database. Okay, that before executing, how the command, what command you need to write. It will tell you like a reference. Syntax is nothing but a reference. Before, if suppose if you don't know how to create a database, this syntax will tell you how you need to write that particular command for creating a database. Okay, see here, first what you need to do, like you have to write create. What is that? Create. Create is an object for creating any object in SQL server. Means create is the command. Okay, if you want to create any object, means table, you can create it, you can create a view, you can create a procedure, trigger, cursor, anything. If you want to create any object, if you want to create in SSMS, means must and should you have to use create command. I will tell you how you can write the create command and everything. So for this one, like we just create command is used for only database. Okay, if you want to create a database, means create. So database space, what is the next one? Create database. Database name, what is that? Create database name. Okay, this database name. Okay, database name always you have to mention, not only this one. Okay, so when you are creating any object, those particular object names must and should you have to give inside the square brackets. Okay, no. Okay, see here. While giving a name, suppose for example, if you want to give the object name, okay, if you want to give the object name, that object name must and should you have to mention inside the square brackets. Inside the square brackets, you have to give the object name. For any, not only this one, for creating, not only for creating a database, any object, if you are trying to create it, that object name must and should you have to mention inside the square brackets. Understand clearly? Okay, see here. See here, I'm creating a database here. Create. SQL Server is not a case sensitive, right? In any way you can write. First, what is the syntax for creating a database? Create space. See, for each and every word must and should you need to give the space. That is the syntax for SQL Server. Create space database. What is the syntax? See here. See, just follow the syntax here. Create database, again space. What you have to do? Name. How you can give the name? Inside the square brackets. First you have to mention the square bracket. Inside that you have to give the name of the object. So Vijay, the name of the object, can we start with the character? Yes. Can we start with the name as numeric? Yes. Can we start with special character name? Understand? Okay, while you are giving a database name, inside the square brackets must and should you have to give the name. Okay, that name either it is starts with a numeric or a character or a decimal or anything you can start with. Okay, so that means see like this. Suppose for example, Naresh IT. I'm giving like this. Is this executed or not? Because it starts with character, right? See, this is a character. What is that value? First character is what is that one? And character one. Okay. So just that means execute this one. See here. Whatever command is executed, that command related messages or results showing under messages. This is the window, message window will be there. Here itself you can see that particular one. Anything, any command if you are executed, those related information is available under messages window. In this messages window, it will clearly shows like commands completed successfully. Means that is properly saved in that particular server. Okay. If the messages are showing in black color, that is correct syntax. That means it is permanently saved in that particular server. The meaning is it is properly executed. If any in red color, if any message is showing means those are errors. In red color, if any messages are showing means those are errors. If any black color, if it is showing means it is successfully executed. Understand clearly or not? Suppose I want to close this particular window, messages window. You will have a shortcut called Control plus R. What is that? If you want to close that messages window, you will have to use a shortcut called Control plus R. Okay. Again, I want to open that particular window means again you have to use Control plus R. Understand clearly? Is that clear or not? Okay. If you want to open that particular messages window, Control plus R. If you want to close that messages window, Control plus R. Understand clearly or not? Don't forget this one. Vijay, you are saying like I created a database with any starting character, anything. Okay. Suppose, for example, the same data. I want to create different database. You can create n number of database, right? You can create n number of databases. Remember this point. Understand clearly or not? Suppose, for example, this time I want to create a database starts with numeric. Suppose I'm giving like this. See here. I'm giving starts with numeric. Remaining characters, it is either a character or whatever it is accepted. Okay, starting character, you can start with the database as numeric or character or special character. It is anything is accepted inside the square brackets. See here, again, I'm executing this one. Once it is executed, what it is showing? Commands completed successfully. That means that database is created. Okay. Okay. So Vijay, can we start with the special character of the particular database? Special character means in your keyboard, accept numeric and accept characters. What it is there? Those we can call it as special characters. Okay, or delimiters. That means what are special characters here? Dollar, hash, comma, colon, semicolon, space is also a delimiter. Okay, all these are delimiters. Square brackets like curling braces, hash, not equal to, percentage symbol, all these are special characters. Even with the, if you want to create a database means with the special character you can start with one and you can execute. See, executed or not? This, that means inside the square bracket, whatever name it is starts with, okay, it is accepted. If you are not mentioning the square brackets, okay, always the character starts with the, always starts, database name is starts with a character. If you are not mentioning the square bracket, only you have to give the database name is starts with character, not any other one. Okay, suppose without square brackets you have to give the database name. That database name, first it will check whether it is starts with a character or not. After character, anything is accepted. Special characters like a numeric or anything, but only starting character it will check it. Always if you are not using a square brackets, must and should, it will check the starting character whether it is character or not. It will, if there is no character, it will throw an error. See, I will show you that example also. Suppose for example, okay, I'm not giving square brackets. Now try to execute this one. Suppose for example like this. Can I execute this one? Okay. Suppose for example I'm giving like this. Okay. What is that? It will throw an error. When you are not giving square brackets, okay, there is a restrictions will be there. Okay, either a character or hash, that only you have to mention. Remaining all, it will throw an error. That's the reason while at the time of creating any particular object, must and should you have to mention inside the square brackets. Very important point. If you want to create any object, just inside the square brackets you have to mention it. Suppose Vijay at the, while at the time of giving a name, okay, inside the square brackets, can we give multiple words name? Suppose, for example, I'm writing like this, Naresh space ID, like this. See here, there are multiple different words is there. Okay, but I need to consider this as one name only. Okay, can I give like this? Yes. Inside the square brackets, anything is accepted. But without square brackets, suppose if I'm removing this square bracket and try to execute this one, it will throw an error. Because those are two words it is. So when you are giving any particular object name with multiple words, giving some spaces between the words and you are maintaining like multiple words, that word is completely considered as one name. Then how you can give? You have to give inside the square brackets. Okay, inside square brackets you can maintain like this. This will consider as only one name. Okay, and execute this one. This will be executed. See here. Okay, it is already existed. Okay, so that's the reason. Give it with a different name also. It is accepted. See here with the multiple. Command completed successfully. Is this clear or not? That means, so always while you are creating any object in SQL Server, must and should you have to mention inside the square bracket. Inside the square bracket, if you are giving anything like multiple words or else starts with a number, starts with a special character, starts with a character, anything is accepted and executed. Understand clearly or not? This is how you are executing the databases. Understand? You understand clearly how we can create the database? Is that clear or not? So this is. Okay. So before going this, some people are asking the doubt. Yes, funny still it is not completed the database. Up to that you have to wait. Okay. The database, when it will be completed means whenever I am explaining about the drop of that particular database, at that point of time that particular topic is completed. Still I am in creating mode. You're asking rename. Okay, wait. See, Neha, like this particular server. See, in my laptop, my device name is there something. Okay, the same device name is available in your laptop. It is different, right? Okay, your device name is different. My device name is different. That means my device name, you are not able to connect it and load the data. Okay, so whatever tables, whatever databases I created, okay, in my server I created this one. Are you able to access this particular server? No, you cannot. But in the organizational level it is possible. Why? Because they are maintaining a separate server there. Okay, that server, in that server they are giving access to the different people. That's the reason you are able to access there itself. But when you are practicing or when you are doing anything on your laptop, someone cannot be accessible to your database. Other people cannot access your particular databases. You are not able to connect my databases 100%. This is the local software. Local to your local system means it is not possible. Okay, server to server is possible. That's the reason in the organizational level they are maintaining a separate server. Okay, that's the reason other people also access to that particular server. Understand clearly? They are having a separate server. In that server itself, they are storing all the info. That means they are creating all the database. Because in that server itself, they are giving an access to that particular server to the different people. There with that mail IDs, they are giving an access to those. That SQL server admin will take care all this part. This is a developer version. Okay. Admin is different. Okay. That means he can handle restoring the data, retrieving the data. If something your developer is deleting anything, okay, admin, okay, DBA person will take care all these responsibilities. Understand? Okay. So that means if you are whatever database I'm using, whatever server I'm using, you are not able to connect it. These are local servers. Understand? That's the reason you are not able to connect it. Is that clear, Sai Teja? Priyanka, check with videos are there, right? Check with Sham. Sham will provide a videos regarding this one, so that you need to go through it and listen that one. And if you didn't understand, ask me whatever doubt you have it. Understand, Priyanka? Okay. I told you, right, Sai Teja? Is SQL server is case sensitive? You can write in any way. It is not a case sensitive. Understand? No, not like that. See, it is not like that. If you are not giving, suppose you are not giving square brackets and you are giving a name, before the name automatically is it considered as the hash? No. What name you mention, with that name only it will be created. Okay. So it won't consider before the name itself. By default for each and every database it is having a hash. It is not like that. What name you are given, with that name only, that means even without square brackets also, how you are mentioning the name, in that name only that particular database is created. The database name is created under the server. If your starts with a character, with what character, what exactly name you are given, with that exact name it is saved in that particular server. That means like without using, if you are not using square bracket, means before that is something hash or dollar, or it won't add it like that. Okay. If you are giving with the hash and giving the name, means in that particular, in that format only the database is created. If you are giving hash, with the hash related the database is created. If you are starts with a character related one, the database is created like that. Understand, Srinivas? Yeah, sure. Okay. So how we can enable the line numbers means, go to the tools. Under that options will be there. Under the options, you have to select what option. Text editor is there. Under the text editor, select the all languages. Okay. After selecting all languages, there is a check. There is a line numbers is there, right? Click check this one and click on OK. Then you will see these line numbers. Understand clearly or not? This is how you can create the database. Okay. Next option is, Vijay, how we can rename. Suppose, for example, I create a database. Okay. With the database, I want to rename a particular one. So, whatever name I'm given at the time of creation, I'm giving one name. That name users are not accepting. What users are given, with that name I need to create it. Then what I need to do? That means Suppose, for example, I want to create a database like what users are given. At that point of I already create the database. Okay. But users are not accepting that name. Change that. They are saying like change the name. If I want to change the name, that means rename. How you can rename a database? See here. So before going to discuss about the rename, there is one thing we need to discuss. What is that? Comments. What is that? Comments. Okay. See here. See here. There are comments will be there. Comment. Okay. SQL server can inside the comment what you mention it, SQL server cannot execute that particular. Okay. SQL server cannot execute what you mention inside the comments. So there are two types of comments are there. There are two types of comments. One is single line comment, multi-line comment. Single line comment and what is this comment means? See, SSMS will allows only commands. What is that? SSMS in the query window only you have to write the commands. Okay. It is not allowing other related anything. Okay. Only in command format only. Suppose I'm writing my name. In the query window, I'm writing my name and try to execute this one. It will throw an error. Okay. So like this, see here, I'm writing this is a one. There are two types of comments. Okay. If I execute this one, okay. Suppose if I write this one in this query window, what will happen? It will throw an error. Okay. Because SQL server will recognize only commands. Okay. In command like this, create database. This is the command in this format only. If you want to, but see what that particular object will indicate. Suppose you are creating a table. With what purpose you create that particular one? Okay, you know, because you are creating that particular. Suppose after 2 years you are left in that organization or left that project. Then some new people are coming and they need to understand what that particular object it is. Then what you need to do? Because while at the time of creating itself, I need to mention what that particular table will indicate. What is the purpose of creating this one? That matter, complete matter, I want to put it in the comment. When you are putting in the see here, is if without comment, if I try to execute it, it will throw an error around. Because SSMS will allows only commands. These type of characters related text or paragraph related, it is not accepted. But I want to write that one. Then you have to use comments. Inside the comments, if you want to write anything, SQL server cannot recognize, cannot execute that. Only comment inside the comment, whatever you mention it, SQL server cannot recognize that one. Okay. Without comments related only, SQL server will recognize this one. That's the reason any text, if you are mentioning, see here, I'm writing some paragraph related one here. that you have to mention inside the comment. Okay, see here. So single line comment means what is that one? Single line comment means, okay, single line comment always starts with more than 2 dashes, like even single dash, more than 1, like 2 dashes you have to use. Okay, so this is the one. If you put more than 2 dashes here, then it is considered as a single line comment. That means that particular comment is applicable for only one line. Up to that particular line, whatever you are mentioning, that means inside that particular line, whatever text it is there, that cannot be executed. Okay, if you are immediately in another line itself, you try to you have to try to write some matter into that one. That next line related is not executed. Understand? Only first line only it will be considered. Next line related, whatever you mention it, immediately SMS will throw an error. Understand clearly or not? Okay. So I will show you one example. See here. Okay. Okay. Multi-line means always starts with okay, start with forward slash star. Okay, again star and forward slash. Inside, in between star, you can write any type of matter in multiple lines. Understand clearly or not? See, I will show you one example. See here. Both I will show you. See here. Single line. Suppose I am giving single line. So, before and starts with any text or anything. Before that, what you need to mention? 2 dashes. Must and should 2 dashes. After that, you can write any type of text. Suppose if you are entering into the next line, then if you try to that enter this one, okay, this whenever I execute this one, it will throw an error because this single line is applicable to this particular line only. This line up to wherever you can write it. That the complete line cannot be executed. SSMS cannot be executed that one. Okay. If you have like multiple paragraph related one, better to use multi-line comment. How you can mention multi-line? Okay. Forward slash star. And so after that, star forward slash. In between that, you can write any type of text in n number of lines. See here, in another line itself, I am writing something. In another line itself, I am writing. SQL Server cannot recognize inside that particular multi-line comment. So these are the two ways, single line comment and multi-line comment is. Is this clear or not? Tomorrow, I will explain you clearly how we can rename, how we can drop the database. Suppose I am not using the database. Why should I need to keep it in the server itself? The memory is occupied, right? I need to delete that particular database. How you can do that, we can discuss it in tomorrow's class. Okay, this script I will share it in the Google Classroom. Uh, until SQL Server part is completed, on daily basis I will share SQL Server in the Google Classroom. Remember. So the same thing, if you take that script and try to execute in your SQL Server, it is executed. Remember this point. Understand clearly or not? So on daily basis, I will, whatever scripts I'm executing in this query window, the same thing I can put it in the notepad and I will share it to you. You have to download that particular one, open that particular notepad and copy that complete script and try to execute into your one. And 100% it is executed in your laptop, in your SQL server also. Understand? Until SQL Server completed, as for SQL Server, there is no documentation. Only the scripts. Okay. Whatever I am mentioning here, that script you have to execute that one. There is no documentation for SQL Server. Remember this point. Understand? So we can stop it here and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Bye guys.